In August 2019, Doug Ford's Ontario government released a new health and physical education curriculum. The first mention of sexual orientation now makes an appearance in grade 5. The Government of Ontario's website says students learn, quote, about factors that may affect the development of a person's understanding of themselves and their personal identity, including their sexual orientation. To break down what that means, we spoke to the CEO of the Ontario Physical and Health Education Association, which helped consult the province on the latest curriculum.
This learning is all about having every single student understand their self-concept, have them build confidence, have them build resilience, and have them be able to engage with each other. And a lot of the learning focuses on that. So an example of the way in which a teacher might explore this curriculum expectation is that they would talk about what it means what a self-concept means. And they would ask the students some prompting questions around: list 3 words that people use to describe you. List some things that you think you're good at. Talk about your interests, right? Like, these are all of the things that help us build out a self-concept. Gender identity and sexual orientation intersect with how a young person understands their self-concept.
Meanwhile, gender identity first appears in grade 8, when students learn about, quote, gender identity, gender expression, and sexual orientation, and to identify factors that can help all young people to develop positive personal identities.
The teacher would work through some terms and definitions. And again, these are all aligned to concepts like the Ontario Human Rights Code, and these are not invented concepts, but rather having students understand what is sex, what is gender identity, what is sexual orientation, what is gender expression. There are some definitional terms that help teachers, provide that learning. And then there are participatory activities where, the students would explore the connection between gender expression and gender identity and sexual orientation. And so there's a lot of understanding, like how our minds and how our hearts and how our bodies, connect to each other, and how young folks will experience their identities in that regard.
So how much leeway do educators have when teaching these subjects? We spoke to the CEO of the group People for Education to find out.
There's tons of leeway. And I think that what's important is that, teachers are educated to be teachers. And so they, work really hard, I think, to ensure that everybody's comfortable in the class, that they are finding ways of teaching subjects which may make some kids uncomfortable in as sensitive a way as possible. So again, nobody's like hammering this stuff in, or there isn't. It's not out of a sense of political agenda, and there is lots and lots of flexibility. What are described in curriculum are overall outcome goals. Kids should know by the end of this section of the curriculum these kinds of facts. How they teach it is really up to teachers. They're given examples of possible things to use, possible prompts, but it really is up to teachers how it's taught.
Kidder says it's up to schools and the provinces to choose when and how to enroll teachers in professional development to update their training in these courses. Parents and guardians typically receive a letter before sexual health education is set to be taught to their children.